How are you? My name is Ingvar Johannesson and I am a FIDE master and FIDE trainer from Iceland. Uh, this is my first video for the site, novicechess.com. And for this video we're going to try to focus on, let's play this guy. Typical mistakes. So we're playing a standard game here, of which I played only one. And first off we got plenty of time, 5 minutes and 10 seconds for each move. So we'll start with the classical pawn to e4. And I'm just going to focus on normal and solid development. And okay, d6, I'm going to play bishop c4. On with development, 2 pieces out, ready to castle. h6, I've been seeing that a lot. Maybe this level. So I'm going to set up a little bit of a trick here, which would make this a rather short game if he goes bishop to g4. Potentially setting up a well-known trick called the Gull's Mate. But he goes c6. Yeah, well now there's no knight. Well, we'll look at it after the game trick. So I'm going to play h3 now, just to prevent this bishop from coming to d4. But actually I would have liked d4 a little bit better here for me. So I'm going to play it now. We've got more pieces out, 3 pieces out. So far he's only moved his pawns. And now he can potentially be in big trouble if he captures with the pawn. Doesn't really have a choice. And now typical trick, bishop takes f7. If the king takes, I will capture his queen here. So he's going to lose a pawn here by force. And we'll have a quick look at this after the game. And the main issue with black's play here was pawn moves. He spent too much time moving his pawns. Now it's a different story that actually, well, I just thought it would be safest here to capture his queen. Now we're up 2 pawns. I will grab that because he doesn't have any development to harass me, and I'm ready to castle, maybe even queenside, play this bishop out and castle queenside with check. So yeah, we'll have a quick look after the game. And such systems can actually be played for black. You shouldn't really be playing such advanced systems unless you understand them or are already a higher rated player. In this case, he clearly didn't understand the system, played too many pawn moves, and got caught with a typical tactic. So hopefully we can just finish this game quickly and have a quick look at what went wrong. And then, if we have time, maybe we'll have another game. We'll see. So I just quickly bring my pieces. I double the rooks here on the open file. You have an open file, so it makes sense to double your pieces there. I'm not threatening to take anything yet, but if he plays a bad move, say a pawn move, I might take bishop f5, trying to undermine this. But okay, for the moment, it's him who's doing the attacking. He's attacking my bishop here. So I'm going to move it back here. If I had gone here, he has 2 pieces attacking it and would win a pawn. Which, well, no disaster, is absolutely unnecessary. Not 2 pawns. We'll also have a quick look in the post-mortem maybe why white is not capturing this pawn. So actually it was unnecessary by him to prevent that. And I actually like just exchanging bishops here. And once that happens with bishop takes t4, pawn takes t4, I have a little bit more freedom with some of my pieces, but here somehow, okay, he's playing too fast and just hangs a whole bishop, which we'll of course take. Of course, we will grab this bishop. Okay, at this level, yeah, most people play on. We'll take this guy with check. We can take care of this attack later because black has to react to check. And yeah, that's almost its only option. Might see a potential checkmate here. Good luck. Okay. I'm going to keep my knight. And my idea is to put it on b6, but only after I put my bishop on a7, blocking this square from the king. And if we manage to do that, we've set up the checkmate. So I'm hoping he moves this knight away somewhere. That would be awesome. So yeah, another common novice mistake. Using your time when you already messed up. It's too late now. So, yeah, I can give mate here. I'm gonna take on e7. Yeah. We're gonna see this idea with the bishop a7 check. He doesn't really have a choice. He can interpose the rook, but then we just take and we execute the same idea. But now bishop a7, followed by knight b6. On the next move, it's gonna be check, checkmate. Okay, now let's have a look at some of the things we wanted to talk about. Yeah, I'll press analysis. That way I can have the variations. So yeah, I see a lot of people do that. And although I mean it's playable, my suggestion is just stick with stuff like the Italian game and the Rui Lopez and just get normal development, get the pieces out and get castle. In this case, too many pawn moves. 8-6. We're not threatening yet to play knight g5. Knight g3. And here a typical beginner mistake is bishop g4, going for this pin here. But the main problem is knight takes e5. Attacks the bishop. Does hang the queen. But that allows the so-called Legal's mate. It's only one square for the king. This is protected. So king goes here. Look at that, jack. And everything is covered. This by bishop, this by knight. Boom, 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 boom. Checkmate. The king can't go anywhere. But he didn't fall for that. He went to c6. But note, 1, 2, 3, 4 pawn moves. Meanwhile, white has played 3 pieces out and is ready to castle. I did play h3, which is not completely necessary. I think d4 is a more thematic move, probably. Okay. Fair enough, but maybe not in the spirit of what I want to teach you here. g6. the fifth pawn move, and that's too much. Time to strike d4, striking in the center. And here I already saw this trick because it's a well-known trick. And black is close to being in a big trouble here. You must play something like queen c7, protecting the pawn e5 indirectly, or knight d7, something like this. Bishop d7 just loses. Takes with the bishop, like this. I still take, and now I take on f7. Or like in the game, d takes e5, d takes e5, and d takes f7. So yeah, of course, this loses the queen. And there are no tricks. So I take king e7. And now, okay, I just took on d8. I get another pawn here, this one on t6. And you see, he has only one piece out. His king can no longer castle. And we're going to be able to castle here with check. Getting another piece. So, okay, yeah, he blocked check, but now we got a rooks on the open file. And once you have your rooks on the open file, usually doubling them is a good idea. And yeah, when we have material advantage, it's usually a good idea just to exchange pieces. So I'm going for bishop g4 here. He went a6, but note that in case of something else, let's just pick a move like with g8. Usually this is not a threat, because this bishop can become trapped like this, and then the king can just pick it up. So be careful about grabbing pawns on the flanks like this, because they can get trapped. Okay, instead you just exchange pieces, but actually the exchange was quite good for me because he didn't really exchange anything and just left the piece hanging. And another one bites the dust, and from here it's just a matter of finding a mate, but basically anything wins here. So let's hope we can find one more quick game with hopefully something to talk about. Okay, here 5-3. You know, decent enough, but this time we're playing blitz actually. And let's go with e4 again. We happen to be white. Again, another e5. We're gonna develop our knight. Okay, he goes for knight c6. We can go bishop c4, the Italian game, or bishop e5, the Ruy Lopez. I think bishop c4 is always a solid choice. He plays bishop e7, which is actually called the Hungarian. But at times it does leave this a little weak. And I'm going to play d4 right away. And can't remember if there's a trick here. So we can just take and continue developing, but I want to play c3. Takes here, knight e6. Okay, there's actually a trick for him, so this might be instructive, even though it's rated. I think black might be actually able to get a better game, but I think he might not know it. So let's see what happens. Knight f6. It's probably a good move here. That's what he played. But I'm gonna play e5. He was sort of going to renew a little trick. Okay, it goes to g4. But now I can just take on d4. And this knight is a little offside. I mean, it was attacking e5, but there's really no safe passage home. So okay, he moves a piece for the second time. I don't mind blocking here with a knight, since if he takes, he's simply making my center stronger here. And we might also be eyeing some tactics in case it gets castled with bishop back here and attacking this. Do you like that? I think we might. We might also think about something like g5, but it's a bit naive, perhaps. Bishop g5 comes into consideration. And this, it's actually probably most thematic. Just bring a piece out and attack something. He can't play f6 because of the pin. So he has to either go to a rather passive square with queen e8 or interpose something on the e7 square. He goes for queen e8. How do I get rid of arrow like this? Okay. So now you can play h6 and check this knight, but there's no rush. I'm thinking about h3 now, then taking on h6, which is the only square for the knight. I did place my queen in a pin here, but I wasn't moving the knight anyway. Let's see. Okay, I like that he's taking his time here. He's not rushing it. Knight a5, okay. Even though I don't like it, I'll go back to d3 now. You might think about stuff like f6 now, because now the pawn is pinned here. But he plays queen e6, which I don't really like. Okay, we have some options here. One of them is to grab all the space in the world. Another one is something like queen f4, which I actually quite like. Or do I? Let's grab the space, why not? Why not? We go here. Oh, I can tell you why not. Because it's a blunder. Can you see why it's a blunder? I thought he couldn't play queen takes d5. That's absolutely correct, because knight takes d5. But he can play bishop takes c3. But that's a blunder. So yeah, we'll take a look at this afterwards. But the tactics work out for white. I was, however, a little bit slow to figure it out. The bishop takes c3, I take back with the pawn. Now if he takes this with the queen, we do have a discovered check with bishop takes h7. Not too far off the tactic that we had in the first game. Queen b6. Some pressure on f2, but it could get castled. I'm more intrigued by h3 actually. But then again, I'm going to castle. That's more in the spirit of the general opening principles. Get castled, now our king is safe. This is protected. We're not going to get attacked. So now we can get on with our attack. We have better tournament. We have all our minor pieces up. Black still has this one. engraved in his own position, and we do have a space advantage with these nice advanced pawns here. Safest move is simply here to retreat. And note now that he did eliminate the escape square for the knight, so h3 becomes a threat now. Okay, so he creates another square for the knight, but note that he has severely weakened his king side. Always keep that in mind. When you move your pawns too much around the king, you leave holes, and now the g5 square, it's much more weaker. The pawn becomes weak, and even though we did also push a pawn, it's okay for us because we have a big advantage on the king side with much more pieces. And here he decides to surrender the piece. I see no reason not to take it really. Let's just do that. Bishop takes. Knight g5 is an idea. And his position is more or less left shattered here. Bishop takes e5. He does have the fork here, but we've prepared a little surprise for him there. It's a this surprise, which also works here. If he takes, you're gonna see the queen lost. Not much unlike what we already saw in this game. Queen d6, so he's gonna trust me here. And now I'm looking to ways to finish the game, really, but shouldn't spend too much time. Let's play knight e4. Attack his queen. The knight was quite well positioned there, that's true, but I'm thinking about the options of bringing my queen into the battle. Let's play some tactics here. Knight f6. If pawn takes, well, not in this crooked way. This way, then we take the queen. And in case of this, we can take, and actually, I'm going to take this guy, because, oh, he plays f6, otherwise we would have made, but I'm coming back, not giving up. Okay. So now, attack the rook, and note that the king is pinned to the 8th rank now. So the plan was to, well, yeah, bring the rooks around and give mate, but he's resisting. So now we want to, yeah, bring the rooks over and hope something good happens. We'll take a piece here. And we actually have only a couple of seconds. I have to retreat here. So now it's just a matter of, well, oh, whoa, mouse slip. Okay, but we're up so much material that it doesn't matter, so we're gonna hang this knight as well. Might as well give him some hope. But, unfortunately, he's still losing quite handily. I wanted to finish the game and start post-mortem. Okay. Now we have more work to do. Yeah, fortunately he resigns. Okay. Quick look. Quick look here. So, the opening was quite normal. Bishop c4, bishop e7. Which is slightly passive, but well playable. Something I used to do quite a lot myself when I didn't know a lot of openings. Yeah, I think we have to go to analysis to make other moves, like this. Yeah, this is my idea. Attack this. But there is some line where it's tricky. Something like this. Bishop takes. Almost castle. I'm probably mixing up the lines, yeah. Because now I can just take on c3. Or maybe just go bishop c1, which is probably better. Yeah. And white is winning, or is he? There's knight b4. Okay, I actually don't remember this line. But it's not as good for white as it looks, I think. But okay, that's a subject for another lesson. Because as you can see, I have to try to remember what to do here. Yeah, but I trusted that he would not know this, so this is kind of a trick, but okay, not as clear as it looks. So he plays knight f6, e5, and here I was expecting knight e4. And once upon a time when I was a little kid, I fell for this. And this is a little bit more dangerous because it's checkmate and the knight is hanging. And no good way to defend both. Knight here loses to pawn takes, and knight here loses to, well, maybe knight takes, and then this hangs. But he went knight g4, but now I can just regain my strong central pawns here. I have a lot of space. And this knight is just a bit stranded here. So white is just a lot better here. Now he moves his piece for the second time. I get developed. Don't mind him taking. He castles. And okay, I thought this was a normal move. I can also play h3. When most likely must go here. And yeah, this looks quite good for white with the king wide open. We can castle or go for something else. This square is praying for a knight, so maybe castles hope for knight e4, knight f6. This is going to be really tough for black to defend. So this is probably yeah, stronger than what I did. The d2 I don't especially like. I think castles is better. And maybe he had some chances to fight back here. Even though I still like white a lot. So yeah, we talked about it after castles here. All the pieces out. You know, king is safe. More pieces out. Big advantage in space. And black pieces are all a little clumsy. This doesn't have a lot of squares. This isn't out. Knight on the rim is dim. Not a lot of useful stuff for this bishop to do, and the queen would probably prefer to be helping the king out. I think white is just winning here, but did take me some time. And he just gave up the piece here, which is probably for the best if he retreats. I might even close lines here with d6. The idea being if he takes, I take here. It's hard to defend. But I gave up the piece here with, yeah, there it takes g4. And it should be easier for white to win here. If f6, then bishop d4, check, and we win the queen. And hard for him really to get too much material for the queen. Maybe c5 is a move, but it's a bit advanced. But you know, if you try something like this, because this guy was attacked, we go here. But there's a guy hanging here, so only a piece for the queen. It's not enough. But I play rook e8, still bishop d4, attacking the queen. Same trick, he takes, winning the queen. So yeah. Okay, maybe this video was becoming a bit too long, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. I did lose some pieces though, in the end, one due to a mouse clip and the other due to a brain fart, which maybe shows that, well, we should play on sometimes, you know, even though I'm not a big fan. But I hope you learned some things about development. The first game especially, when black was moving too many pawns in the opening. And the second game, where we had just maybe a little bit too passive of an opening and moving the same piece twice, stuff like this. And black paid for it in the end. So hopefully we can bring you some more stuff in the future, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.